Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Friday morning, April 23rd. A very chilly morning in much of the eastern part of the nation, but a major warm-up is on the way for later next week into the eastern part of the nation. And we start off the day with temperatures way down in the 30s in many of the suburban areas in the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. But sunshine today should boost afternoon temperatures up into the 60s. Will stay seasonably mild this weekend, and there's a rain event coming for the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast U.S. from Saturday night into Sunday morning. That low pressure area will be followed by somewhat chilly air for Sunday night and Monday, but then it's off to the races. 80 degrees is possible in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City by the time we get to the middle and latter parts of next week. First of all, let's start off by looking at coolweather.com. That shows the area with record lows or near record lows as we begin the day here on Friday. Notice it's basically throughout much of the eastern part of the nation. High pressure moved in overnight. Winds died down. Quite a decent type of situation for radiational cooling and some frost in many low-lying areas as we begin the day here on Friday morning. Again, temperatures well below normal. This kind of a pattern first started off 2 mornings ago out in the middle part of the nation, and then yesterday really extended from the East Coast all the way to the Rockies, and now the coldest core of the air mass relative to normal has shifted to the eastern seaboard, and that's it. That may be certainly the end of this cold air outbreak, and it may be the last time we get down to near freezing in the immediate I-95 corridor region of D.C. to Philadelphia to New York City. We have a big-time warm-up coming next week, and it'll be hard to imagine a scenario where we get back down to the freezing mark in the immediate I-95 corridor region. We'll see as we move forward into the month of May. But this is how we begin the day here at the end of the work week. But again, a lot of modification in temperatures by this afternoon. Well, let's kind of walk through last night's operational run of the GFS. First, we'll look at 850 millibar temperature anomalies. Then we'll focus in on the upper level pattern with the vorticity field and what will lead to a pretty decent rain event coming Saturday night into Sunday morning in the Mid-Atlantic region, the Northeast U.S. And then we'll take a look at the surface weather maps and again focus in on the big time warm-up that comes next week into the eastern part of the nation. Again, colder than normal conditions as we begin the day here on Friday, April 23rd. Let's move forward here. Stays chilly certainly all day today into the night, and then we begin the day on begin the weekend with chilly conditions on Saturday morning, but it becomes closer to normal, a little bit below normal, maybe the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is the 850 millibar level, about 2,000 feet aloft, but down at the surface with the plenty of sunshine, at least to begin the day on Saturday. We should get back to the 60s on Saturday afternoon. And then that low pressure area produces some rain in the northeastern quadrant of the nation Saturday night into Sunday morning, and it is followed by another chilly air mass. And here we go. This is the chilly air moving in on the backside of that low pressure system at the end of the upcoming weekend, going into the day on Monday. But then look at this. By later Monday, significant warming begins over the central part of the nation. That is where this big-time warm-up will begin out across the central part of the U.S. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, it just explodes into the north and east. And again, by the time we get to Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon, we could be flirting with the 80-degree mark in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and that unseasonable warm weather will continue on Thursday and probably Friday as well. Let's move forward a couple more days. Here we are now into Thursday of next week, still well above normal across the northeastern part of the nation, and then all the way into Friday. It's kind of hanging on here by the time we get a week from right now, the early part of Friday of next week. There's some colder air behind that could filter into the eastern U.S. next weekend, but again, it'll be hard-pressed to get back down to the freezing mark in the immediate I-95 corridor region. Well, now let's take a look at what is going to be behind this soaking rain event coming from late Saturday into early Sunday, Mid-Atlantic, Northeast U.S. And here it is, beginning the day here See this pretty impressive area of vorticity in the upper part of the atmosphere over the southwestern U.S. Watch as that pushes to the north and east. It holds together. This is the Saturday afternoon forecast map. Low pressure will be pulling out of the south central states and heading to the north and east. And it's a pretty strong looking low with a healthy dosage of rainfall, which is kind of needed right now. It's been relatively dry in the northeastern quadrant over the last week or so. That pushes to the north and east. And here we go by early Sunday morning. The vigorous upper level feature here will be supporting low pressure right off the mid-Atlantic coastline. Again, basically from late Saturday into Sunday morning, places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, and that continues to push to the north and east. Chilly air moves in behind it, no doubt about it. It'll be chilly again Sunday night going into the day on Monday, but watch this part of the country here as we get into the early part of next week. This is the Sunday forecast map, but look what happens here. By the time we get into Monday, a strong upper level ridge starts to form. When you see the height pattern like this, you're talking about high pressure ridging aloft here. Again, that big time warm up begins first in the central part of the U.S. and then it kind of explodes to the north and east. That upper level ridge right here by Tuesday morning starts to become really noticeable, expands in the eastern part of the nation. Expect much warmer conditions by Tuesday afternoon in the eastern U.S. and then here we go by Wednesday morning. Full throttle here on the atmosphere in terms of off to the races with the temperatures 80 plus degrees possible. D.C., Philadelphia, even New York City possibly will flirt with the 80 degree mark by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon. And that warmer weather continues on Thursday and probably into Friday as well. This is the Thursday forecast map, but there is some cooler air, some unsettled conditions coming at the end of next week, and there might be another rain event for the eastern seaboard at the end of next week. We're talking a week from now. Next Friday, maybe some rain and maybe some cooler conditions behind that. We see this upper level support for the potential of another kind of a coastal low a week or so from now, next Friday, Friday night time frame. This is now all the way into Saturday morning, May 1st. And look at that. That's a pretty healthy looking system. Again, there could be a low pressure along the eastern seaboard late next week, Friday night, Saturday time frame. Well, finally, let's take a look at the surface maps. We have high pressure in control as we begin the day here on Friday. That high pressure edged in the overnight hours into the mid-Atlantic region. The winds died down after midnight, set us up for a great night for radiational cooling. Some frost has formed in some of the suburban locations, especially in the mid-Atlantic region, northeast U.S. Temperatures way down in the low and middle 30s, not far from record lows in some parts underneath this high pressure in the eastern U.S. Watch the big changes that will take place once we get through this low pressure area, pulls out of the south central U.S. over the upcoming weekend and heads to the north and east. And look at this GFS model from last night. Dumps a healthy dosage of rainfall right over the D.C. metro region. A pretty strong low by later tomorrow night going into Sunday morning. Again, this time frame for the D.C., Philly, New York City corridor will be late Saturday into Sunday morning in terms of this weekend rain event. Pushes off to the north and east. Hits New England with primarily rain this time, not the snow of the early part of the week. But northwest winds on the backside by Sunday night do usher in a chilly air mass to begin next week. We're talking Sunday night into Monday. Chilly air in the northeastern part of the nation, but already by Monday morning, these isobars are associated with a strong southerly flow of air. Winds flow counterclockwise around low pressure. There's low pressure here over the Rockies. Winds are flowing in this direction, and that is promoting a big-time warm-up by the time we get to Monday morning in the central U.S. And look at this fetch of air here. This is just warmer conditions for the central part of the U.S. We start off the week a little chilly in the northeast, but that warm-up extends all the way into the eastern states. Certainly a big-time noticeable change on Tuesday, but especially by midweek. Wednesday and Thursday look like 80-plus degree days. Could be some showers to worry about in that time frame. And then we talked about the possibility of something forming along the coast about a week from now, next Friday, Saturday time frame. Let's look all the way into this is Friday morning forecast map. At this time, there was a strong upper level feature right here. Low pressure could certainly form along this frontal boundary zone that slides into the east next Friday night time frame. And here we go. This is the potential of some low pressure right here along the eastern seaboard about a week from now, next Friday night, maybe Saturday morning time frame. And that could come right up the coast several days away. Conditions are kind of setting up for that soaking rain event along the eastern seaboard. Again, next Friday night, Saturday time frame. We'll have a stalling frontal system. A lot of energy looks like in the upper part of the atmosphere. So in the short term, very chilly to start the day today in the eastern U.S., but temperatures modifying noticeably this afternoon. Seasonably mild this weekend, but a rain event from late Saturday night into Sunday morning. Chilly to start off the new week, Sunday night into Monday, but then a big time warm-up spreads from the central U.S. early next week to the eastern U.S. by the middle of next week. 80-plus degrees is on the table for D.C., Philadelphia, New York City by the time we get to the middle and latter part of next week. Then about a week from now, late next Friday night, Saturday time frame, potential for another storm along the eastern seaboard that could become another soaking rain event. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.